So in this video, I want to take the time and talk about how important the integrity of the hair and assessing the texture of what you're working with is the biggest reason on how you would base your decision how to start. And this client in particular has healthy, hardy, no matter how many times she's colored it, her hair's still in great shape and is really strong. So we can go for it. We could even probably lighten it one more time and get away with it and get it to a pale yellow. But I did say that we'll be lucky to get it up to orange, and that's basically where we got it. Now at this point, this is where I make the decision on the integrity of the hair and what I'm gonna do for that. I think it's very important to add bond builders. Hair, if you think of a ladder and then there's rungs that horizontally go down between the parallel lines, that is how hair is structured, and those are bonds. If the bonds in the hair, which are the rungs of the ladder, break, then usually that means your hair is going to break. The strength is gone. That is what holds the strength of the hair together. So bond building added to the lightener is my personal preference, any lightening process. And step one is you add that to the lightener. Step two is there's a treatment that you do at the bowl. It makes a huge difference, and it also evens out the porosity of the hair from root to ends so that it receives the color that's going to be the final step, which is Fireball Red today. Once it receives that color, you get more of an even application due to the porosity being more even. If the porosity is even, your color is going to be more even. Instead of just the cuticles dropping the color right away, which usually happens on the ends, it has a tendency to hold the color better because the cuticles are not blown and blasted out. There's some integrity still left in the hair, and that is ideal for when you go into your final color. When you are doing lightener and you start in the front of the head and then working through the sides, you want to continue to keep remixing. And in this case, we used flash lift and 30 volume. And then we're pre-lightening, so I continue to mix. I've probably mixed about 3 bowls of lightener. The reason I used Redken Flash Lift is it is a strong lightener. It doesn't break down the bonds in the hair. It keeps the integrity. At this point, the decisions are all made in the consultation. Then I go into my formulation, and my formulation was flash lift, 30 volume. I remixed multiple times through the entire process. My technique I used is slicing back to back, which I call stacking, and some people call decks of cards. At this point, the main thing you need to know is I left depth in on the roots, and I thoroughly lightened and brightened and saturated the ends on the entire head back to back. And the guarantee that I gave the client was we will be lucky if we get it up to the remaining color of orange yellow. So in that area, it's not necessarily a bad thing because the orange that's left in the hair will contribute to the color Fireball once we place it on. You would have a different outcome when it comes to trying to go towards a cooler tone, but since we're using a warmer tone, which is a red, it's as warm as it can get. We didn't have to be concerned with how much red or orange or yellow was left in the hair. Our concern was to get it as bright as possible so that the color was striking and vibrant. And so that is the mission that we were able to accomplish in this process. So after I completed the center section, now I'm going to the left and then right, and I just repeat the same pattern all the way through. This is the hard work. It's not always the fun part, but this is preparing the hair to be able to create the end result, and this is where it's huge to explain to the client the process, the time, and the money, because they will be in the salon for hours, and some people look at a picture thanks to Instagram and TikTok and think that I want that hair, and they think it's just a snap of the fingers. So this is a great time to explain to them what it's going to take.